Hey everybody, this is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's dad and marketing gunslinger. Listen, I really want to send out a big shout out of thanks to everybody who shared and liked and commented on my video last week. It was really awesome. I appreciate that, and maybe I can share something with you this week that will make you want to comment to me again. I appreciate that a lot. I was thinking recently about how we get bored, how we easily get bored, and I was remembering a conversation that I had with a friend of mine, Dan Kennedy, and those of you who don't know who Dan Kennedy is, I certainly encourage you to Google him. He is, in my opinion, probably the premier marketing expert on the planet, and Dan and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm always still learning, so I love hanging out with people like Dan because I'm going to get some new ideas and some new nuggets that I can steal from him and use in my own business a lot. And in fact, this did happen a number of years ago. He and I were having a conversation about marketing, and he asked me a real interesting question. He said, "So Steve, what did you do in the beginning of your business when you first started your business? What did you do to kickstart it? What was the best marketing tool that you had at that time, and how well did it work for you?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, Dan, I got to tell you, I had this really awesome marketing tool. I would do mailings to people, which are today known as fat mailings. It essentially it was a letter in a number 10 envelope, and I would include a 5-cent sugar daddy. Those of you that are too young to know what a sugar daddy is, Google it, okay, you young whippersnappers. And I would include this 5-cent sugar daddy in there, and then I would open the letter. The top of the letter would say something along the lines of, gee, do you ever feel like a sugar daddy to your customers? Do you feel like your customers are treating you like a sugar daddy, or something like that, right?" And when I first started using that, and I would mail out a couple hundred or 300 or something like that, I was getting an unbelievable response. I was getting something like a 40% response. I think it was 39% response rate at the time. And I could probably safely say that I built my business on that 5-cent sugar daddy mailing, that fat mailing with the sugar daddy inside of it. And so I told this to Dan, and he said, "Oh, okay. So you're still using that, right?" And I kind of went, "Well, no." And he said, "Well, why not?" And I had to be perfectly honest, and I had to say, "Well, I kind of got bored with it." And he just looked at me like I was, out of my mind, because he said, "Why would you stop doing something that was working for you?" And and it was just like a baseball bat up the side of the head. And I realized, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Just because I'm bored with something, doesn't mean I should stop doing it. Just because I'm bored with something doesn't mean my customers are bored with it, or my clients, or anybody, or you, my BFFs, that you would be bored with it. It doesn't mean that at all. So I want to share that with you, that to think about things that you have done in the past, or you might be doing currently, where you're saying, "Oh, gee, we've been, that thing is, we've been using that campaign now for a few months, and it's time to freshen it up, time to make something new out of it, or develop something new." Look, you know what? If it's working, don't do that. If it's working, keep doing what you're doing. Now, it's fine to test something new. Go ahead and test something new, but don't abandon it like I abandoned my 5-cent sugar daddies. So I want you to think about that this week. I also want to give a little quick postscript to last week's video that I did about about impact and doing the prior impact stuff first. My smoking hot wife Kay made an interesting comment to me a couple days later. She said, when you do that impact stuff first and you save the urgent things for later on, she said, it's actually, you actually feel more energized when you're doing those things later on. You don't feel drained and I don't know, bored or something like that, or that you don't want to do it. No, you know, when you do that impact item first, it really revs you up and makes you feel good. So I thought, hey, that's a good point. I better bring that up again this week. So that's my postscript for this one. So thanks again for watching. Hey, listen, if you do like this, do me a favor, like it, share it on Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter, share it for me, give me your comments, tell me what you think, and I'll be back again. So this is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's dad. Always remember to be uncopyable. See ya.